gentlemen, the Warbosses of the Apocalypse.
Go.
Hello there, and welcome to another episode of the Warboss Show. Now, today we're going to be doing some live hobby hangout with 5 of the Warbosses. That's myself, Sid, from the Drunken Ork. We've got Dim.
Hello.
From Dinner. We've got Scar.
What's the crack?
Plastic Rock Gaming. Dread. From Dreadrock Gaming. And none other than the big D himself, Clint. Oh no, wait, Clint's not here. 6 plus Steve-O. So lads, we're going to do a little bit of hobby hangout live for the adoring fans, and also, have we got anything else to talk about? I think there's one or two that have cropped up recently.
Not at all. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't watch 40k news at all.
So nothing BattleTech related.
Before we get started,
we're BattleTech related. We're getting closer to the new Kickstarter coming out. They've announced that the secret salvage box that was leaked was actually the 2 hovercraft that we're getting free with each Kickstarter. You can put 1 or 2 hovercraft on your hex bases. There's loads to talk about. BattleTech.
Loads of
We're
stuff.
here all night, mate. If you want to go that way, but that's up to you.
We are, of course, referring to the new Ork model release. I suppose the mostly positive views as opposed to mostly negative.
yeah,
That's 3.5 out of 5.
I'll put up 2 hands.
4.5 out of 5. 5.5 out of 5.
11 stars.
I like it.
You put those coconuts up. I'm going to knock them off in a bit.
Do you know what we should do? I hate to interrupt you, Sid, but do you know what we should do? Because I feel like this topic of conversation will go on for a while. We should say what we're going to be working on, because it'll be the last fucking chance we get.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. I've just decided to throw a little bit of paint on these 2 fellas here. There's a Pain Boy. Oh, where's my camera? There it is. Kid Bash Pain Boy. Using the original Pain Boy body. Possibly the worst Ork model we have.
Not anymore.
Handle that carrot. And also, go on, just focus.
Quality.
A little grot.
Mate, the grot's cool, but that Pain Boy looks fucking tasty.
Did you buy that second hand, or have you just converted the Christmas one?
No. This. Do you remember
It's the original. It's the original. I can tell from the slugger.
Tom had a selection.
Oh yes, cool.
Yeah, so he didn't have his club, hence I give him a sword, and I've given him an hat.
Sure. I've seen a similar conversion done. It's the best. It's the best.
I think he dished him out of the meat. I can't remember.
What are you eating, Dread?
bread and olives.
What were you doing up at the? I looked like you were like trying to get like a close-up camera of your fucking mouth for a minute there.
No, I was that's where my pot of oil is, so I was dipping the bread in the oil.
I was like, fucking hell, no one wants to see that, Dread. Fucking hell.
Sorry.
You're dipping in oil.
I mean, you say that.
Or...
Yeah, I'm dipping my bread in oil.
Classy.
We'll be working on the last 3 of me wonky Christmas trees, so the slowest hobbyist ever in the group. But I'm getting
it looks like the world's biggest.
That's a bold claim, Scar. That's a bold fucking claim.
Also, Scar's seen my house, so he knows it's not true.
Hold my fucking beer. I am going to yet again be working on Mr. Runtherd here. So I'm just going to be doing some little tidy up and hoping that by the end of this stream, it's not going to happen. By the end of this stream, he'll be ready for a wash.
Well, what's that you say? You've already built your character challenge, man. Wow, fucking
Yeah.
Speedy Gonzalez over there.
I needed a head start. Fucking hell.
We've got to have this done by the weekend, haven't we?
Yeah.
Just fuck off.
Video.
Not this one. Fuck off.
Oh, it's a week away, isn't it? It's a week away.
It's a week away.
Yeah, so I will be working on my Warboss and Squig if I get round to it. But I'm also going to be resin, mixing resin, 2-part epoxy resin,
I hope
mixing
you're
it up.
opening the windows in your old caravan there, bud.
No, I'll
Epoxy
be
resin. What about a decent resin?
no, and I'll be sticking grot tanks down to bases. That's what I'll be doing. Maybe
Buttery
if I
biscuit
get one.
bases.
Fucking war criminal. Absolute fucking war
buttery
criminal.
biscuit base. Base.
That needs to be a new meme in and of itself.
It totally does.
does.
Also, I'm guessing.
I've been wanting
those,
to do that from the fucking beginning.
They do look still buttery and biscuity, even though they're not the big bases. They
So
still
what
do
you
look.
use? So what you using for basing them, Dreddy? You using wagon wheels from the 90s?
I'm using 60s.
You have
Oh.
wheels in the 60s.
60
That
mils.
sounds like a reasonable
Yeah.
size.
It
You
is.
feeling
They've
all right?
got tanks literally hanging over the edges of it on all 4 sides. But
I thought you were talking about grots. I didn't miss the word tank. 60s? What the fuck are you on about?
You're thinking,
Wouldn't be
that sounds
surprised.
about right.
Wouldn't be surprised.
well,
I
think-
don't
I
like
think
this.
to be
I don't
fair-
like this practice. I do not like this practice of taking vehicles that can stand on their own and putting them on bases. Now, granted,
the reason I'm doing it is because I want them to sit in my magnet trays and not slide around. So it's for army transport purposes.
right?
What are you going to be working on, Dim? Other than that 2-course dinner you're tucking into?
Yeah, speaking of someone who needs a wash. Yeah, I'm going to be working on this mastercrafted dinner, and after I'm done with that mastercrafted dinner, I might do some hobby if I can be bothered. I'm feeling quite antsy today. So those of you who open I would do the sarcasm of last week. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. I got opinions.
Clint's missing this week, but I really want to tell him how I think I'm actually going to break into the world of Blood Bowl, because there's this new sexy team that really draw my attention.
Yeah, I'm the same. I fancy them.
Yeah, but I do actually really like the gnomes, and I've even found some STLs of some other alternative gnomes.
Dres, after you're off them, after off
goblins,
the,
but there's not enough goose or geeses.
The goose is well good. The goose is well good.
see, that's got my gander right up that.
Hey.
I honestly, I don't.
Well.
I'm not going to say I hate them. I'm just going to say, what the fuck are they smoking?
It's like the animals of Farthing Wood invade the pitch. It's brilliant. I love it.
But no, it's not Animals of Farthing Wood, because if that was the Animals of Farthing Wood, all of those animals would die gruesome deaths, like the designer of that fucking sprue should have done.
They might.
It's a game, Dib. Fun game.
Not me, ain't it?
What?
Not me.
I thought that's what he said.
Not me, right? It's the world. Let me join you in this debate.
Oh. Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the subject matter that we were trying to avoid, so we could talk about hobby. Are we getting into it? Because we have a slideshow of some of the images here. The first one of which would be the mech. So I'll throw them up there. Try it now.
It says the audio gets stuck when showing that mech. When the picture goes up, it seems to cut the audio.
I just think it'd be a real shame if too many people's opinions about that by fanboys, and GW don't get the message, because as much as we appreciate a great new model and stuff, like, don't do those sort of faces. That you need to know that it's unpopular. You know, I think it's important that they get the feedback.
Oh, Jude says the audio's back.
Yay! I
Big
have
Hussein in
solved
Spain.
the problem.
If only we had a Big Mac. We do. We do have a Blood Axe Big Mac.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, it looks like it's back on.
I like both heads.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ! The night thought I
That's
liked
just
you, Steve.
ridiculous.
What has
Yeah.
happened?
Do you know what I don't like about the head? I mean, the big sad face, like, you know, he has got some messy paperwork to do after a battle, and he's not looking forward to it. That's why he looks so sad. But I don't mind that as much. Or the single tooth. An orc with one tooth shows just ludicrous. But his ears are up here, like horns, and his chin's very grotty.
Yeah, it doesn't. He doesn't look like
Yeah.
a 40k orc. Is my problem.
No, he does definitely slightly. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like it's more of
You
a
could do
slender
with getting
looking
one of them,
face that's different
big
style.
jaw implants, like what Clint's getting.
Mm.
You know, the big metal fucker. But, luckily, the second head has one. And again, it's. I don't know if the second head's amazing, but I much prefer to the first head.
Yeah. In
I'll use
comparison,
that head
right.
unless I can find something else which takes me fancy out of the outbits box and that.
You know, it's going to be tiny though.
I can definitely see why they gave a swapped head option, because whoever designed that is a blind moron.
There is the second head there as well. So we have the one that's like the second head with the iron gob and the pair of goggles, and I think it looks way better in comparison to the pointy chin one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I haven't seen the other one.
And if you watch the stream live and give it a few seconds, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the head that are on the main body, it's. I don't think it's a bad head. It's just not an orky head.
Yeah,
You know, if it was on something that's just unrelated, like a third party model, that's just says, you know, space dude, then I'd be like, all right, fair enough. I think it's the second one's got goggles and a jaw plate, and that's just two ticks in the boxes for me straight away.
It's the similar aesthetic, isn't it, to the boys and the new Snickrot and the new Commandos. They've all got the faces that are a little bit more like that, aren't they? Smaller heads and slightly different style.
It's the roid rage heads. They're trying to make them look more muscly by giving them smaller heads. Like, that's the whole thing.
I think it's part of their whole sort of push at making everything more true scale, although bigger. But you cannot have true scale fucking orcs. I mean, who knows? They're made up. So
I just think they're trying.
With, it's fine.
I think they're just trying to impose their own new design that's different from Brian Nelson, presumably so that they can phase all of the Brian Nelson stuff out. I would suspect, and so everyone will notice. And obviously, all the new fanboys will go, "Well, I prefer the new heads." So yeah.
That's the wrong opinion.
And they will. They have got their own punishments because they've got terrible looking orcs. So
I like the mechy parts. I like the legs and the robotic arms and stuff like that. I feel the details a bit soft. If you look where his flesh is stitched up into the metal parts, that looks a bit soft for me. It's got that sort of that AutoCAD. Do you know the way when they do flesh, it lacks the texture that you get with like hand sculpting. I mean, that's the only thing for me. That's the only issue I have, is that looks a bit soft for me, and I don't like the other head. But apart from that, overall, I like the idea, like the concept. It looks pretty cool, like, you know what I mean. So it's
much better KMB shooter to that tractor cannon. The tractor cannon is not even just because of how it is game wise. Just the tractor cannon just doesn't look all that. You know, doesn't look brilliant.
It looks like a flower.
Yeah. It looks odd.
Yeah. I like the idea of having one and then go to sniff me flower and then do it sniffing it and tractor cannon your head off. Yeah, fair enough. But it's not,
It looks like somebody that's just started Orks has grabbed hold of a couple of Ork kits and gone, you know.
I mean, that KMB is more like a mini cannon, isn't it? With the actual double barrel, let's say double barrel, but you know, the two firing nubs or whatever they call, as opposed to the normal singular one on the normal KMB. So yeah, I like that gun.
I've got a slightly stronger opinion. I think there isn't a single thing about this that's good.
Oh, you
I not only do I think
Would have
that,
never saw that
but
one
I
coming.
think
you know the opinion
Hang on,
other
can
people have, that's wrong. That's what you've got here.
no, I
Wrong
think this is.
opinions.
I don't. Not only do I think this is shit, I think this is the worst Ork model ever made.
I don't know. That Pain Boy will give.
This has
I
got
know.
a worse fucking head. That head is worse than the Pain Boy
Well,
head.
what about the other
Way
head?
worse.
Do you think the other head's just as bad?
The
don't you?
other, no, I think it's slightly better, but it's still the same. We've got growl or mild and mild snarl, and if you put the mild snarl on it, you've got a fucking mech holding out a fucking big fancy gun with a frown on it, going, "I'm about to fight. I'm gonna fire this, but I'm not going to enjoy it," which, to any understanding of what the Orks are, is a fucking betrayal of the entire concept. This isn't a big mech. This is a Birmingham mech.
Right. Can I
This
ask
is-
then, when was the
Oh,
last
you know
time?
what?
When was
I'm
the
go-
last time? Look around. Look, when was the last time we saw Orks which didn't have frowns or snarls?
Yeah, why aren't they having fun?
When was the last time?
You know that.
And then-
You know
and
that.
it- because
you know
I
that.
tell you when, it was more than 20 years ago, and using that argument basically states that every Ork model that's ever been since is being shit because none of them are smiling.
I just think in those 20 years,
All
I think they could.
original
In
boys
those, hang
kits,
on, let me finish,
a
please.
lot.
In those 20 years, I think they could have eventually graduated onto a different facial expression. Come on, it's been long fucking enough. Are we
Right,
going to have
no, but they
another
haven't.
edition of the same two? This is
Right, so they
this is
haven't
a
done
new
that.
iteration. This is a new iteration, right? We've had the stuff from the last 20 years that had the same fucking facial expressions, and now we've got a new iteration, and it's the fucking same. And not only is it the same, it's on a miniature that looks half finished, that has a stupid fucking concept of a gun because it's going to miss all the time because I bet it's fucking PS5 plus. You know, like, and maybe it's 4 plus because they've decided to give it 4 plus, but not actually shown any reason why it should have 4 plus. And like, just giving it a really unenthusiastic, boring facial expression. The other one, it's at least aggressive, and goggles are cool. But
it should have. There should be a head option that is sort of like.
they're going to charge what? They're going to
Yeah.
charge what? 40 quid for this fucking thing, and they probably put about 2 minutes thought into it.
What do we
It's
think of
fucking
the-
shit.
What do we think of the rules, like the shock boost that's been shown? You can re-roll advanced rolls made for this model's unit. In addition,
Yeah,
each time this
platoon.
model's unit makes a normal advance or fallback move, till that move is finished, models in that unit can move horizontally through models and terrain features, but cannot finish a move on top of another model or its base. What do we think of that?
That's all right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's amazing. It's good, decent. It'll be situational, but yeah.
You're not going to plan your game around it, are you?
No.
It's- No.
Might occasionally come in clutch just for sort of nipping through something, or
Yeah.
screening units
But
or
the
something like that.
But in choosing to take a unit, you know, like every point counts, and you want it to play a pivotal, you know, like role. If your reason for taking something is the stratagems that it has, then they need to be worthwhile. So, like with a unit such as this, it's sort of like, well, will you take it or not? If it doesn't do anything amazing, you're not really going to take it, are you?
I mean, what does stuff amazing? I
Does
like the model. The rules. I mean, we've seen a couple of them. Nothing's been. Oh, I must have it. And nothing's went. Oh shit! I do think the
But, you know,
track.
like
It's one shot at ballistic. It is ballistic skill 5, Dim, and it hasn't even got heavy to be fair. So it is just one shot hitting on 5s. And I think I mentioned this earlier. On my vid, it's going to get you one hit on average a game.
Yeah, you could have just. I mean, granted, right? It would have probably changed the whole design of it, right? And I like the idea of trying to take like an exosuit and add on a mech. I think the idea was great. I think the execution was dog shit, frankly. And I think they could have made that into a grot turret. That would have been hilarious. It would have looked cool. and also, you know, we've got this now. We've got this thing where they go, all right, how do we make this unit that has a one-shot gun do something a bit better? I know we stick a grot in there that can shoot. And like they've done it with multiple other units. We've already got lots of other units that just add grots in. It's basically a vehicle model. That's very common in vehicle models now. Like, just do that. If it's going to be one shot, at least give it a fucking coin flip. Giving it a 5-up, it's fucking pointless.
Well, what do you think
You're
of
probably
the
only going to fire it twice.
tractor
strategy.
blaster, which is like anti-fly on a 3+, devastating wounds?
Yeah, but again, it's the
No
it's,
one's
the-
using
it's the only
flyers.
problem in it. The 3+ against flyers is to wound.
Who's using flyers though? No one's using
Yeah, you're
flyers.
still hitting on a
But-
5+. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's anything with fly. So I mean, you could if you're gonna 1-3 chance of splatting a storm boy, or something that's got the fly keyword, but it's a 5-up hit. It's always been the Orky problem in recent editions. If it does hit, yeah, it's gonna do some damage. But
So we're not.
if
we're
it had
not
a
too
few
impressed
shots
with
or
the
hit on
mech.
4s, I'd have been more intrigued by the tractor blaster. But
Yeah. I like the look of
Not-
them. Either way, regardless of gameplay, I like the look of
It
them.
just, I'm just recycling my opinion of the mech guns, but I think they're all pretty shit with the possible exception of occasionally the smasher gun and mostly just the custom mega cannon, which is the one you would take. And I at least think the bubble chucker is interesting, and if I was playing, I would probably use the bubble chuckers, but I know I would be taking a downgrade. And that's just my broad opinion of the mech guns, is they're all a bit meh.
So
And there's
apparently
nothing really
this
interesting
mech
about them.
will be coming in the Orks Battleforce. The Stomper Boys will be how we become available. Looking at the box set, it's Stomper, Truck, the new boys, 5 looters, 5 borners, and that big mech. What price point would we hope to see it at?
All for the very low price of £100.
Imagine trying to play
Oh,
that Battleforce.
if it was
Imagine
£100,
actually trying
I'd
to use
snap my
that
hands off.
Battleforce.
I
Who
think
you
it'll be more like 150, 160.
I'm thinking 160.
Hmm.
Based on a bit. I don't know if you get the Codex with it. It hasn't mentioned. Has it mentioned getting the Codex with it?
Has the
not
Stomper
too
jumped up?
sure.
Has the
I think
Stomper
you
jumped up
do
in
get the
price, or is
Codex.
it still around the 70 mark, or is it gone up again?
Stomper, I think, is 80.
Oh,
Wow.
Stomper's been steep for a long
Been a
time
while
now.
since I haven't paid attention to the prices in quite a while.
I
so
thought it was
always
100, but I couldn't
I
tell
thought
us
it
it's
was 100.
85.
Nice one.
But if you,
It's 110
if
euros.
hasn't got
if
the
you-
Codex in, you knock 20 quid off. But if you think of like the Stomper at about say I don't know, 80 to 100 quid, the boys are about 30, the looters are about 25 a pop. So there's 2 of those. That's 50, 80 plus the Stomper, 180. Mech's going to be about 30, I would have thought. And a truck kit 30 on top of that's going to come about 240. And then by the time they normally give about a 30% discount, anywhere from sort of like 28 to about 40 is probably the most I've ever seen. So if it's around a 33% mark, knock 80 quid off. In the UK, 160. That's just obviously guesswork. But
My suggestion is wait like what? Another 24 hours tops. Check all of the major Ork or Space Ork related 3D printing people. Have a look at what they've got, and they will have something that will work quite well that will look 10 times better. That's what
yeah, I would say what I think we'll see. I think there'll be a lot of people want them
converting it.
and aren't prepared to wait, and they'll buy the box just to sort of like get him and then bin off the things that don't need.
Yeah, so we
I've
might
got a
see
feeling
the
that
second-hand
Looters-
market be flooded with the other bits.
Yeah, looters and stompers. If stompers are as they are now, which is just unplayable due to the points costs and what have you, I think we'll see a few of them. But I'd be quite happy to pick up that box and get another stomper, just because if
You
nothing else,
just imagine,
enjoyed the modelling.
imagine being a newbie and you bought that box as your starting Battleforce.
That'd be cool. I think that's it. Like, if that was your first box set, I think that'd be pretty damn
Oh, you'd be
cool.
well up with it, yeah. But
Yeah.
imagine trying to play the game with it.
It's not designed as a like start collecting box, is it?
No,
It's
not
just
at
a
all.
big
But
battle box.
you know what I mean? It's a big old box set.
It's just a gimmick.
If
Like the model is.
if it's like 150, 160, real good price. If it had the old boys in it, I'd say it'd be a no-brainer.
Yeah,
You're getting and if you didn't already have a Stomper.
Can you even still get the old boys, or have they discontinued them?
Yeah, no, you can get them. But if that kit was the 10 looters burners and the old boys kit that are all interchangeable, and then with that kit you'd be able to make 10 looters, 10 burners, or 20 looters, and yeah, that would make it a fucking must buy, because you get the truck in there as well. You've got the new mech, which, by the way, I didn't get in on the conversation. I really like the big mech. I love the miniature. I think it's really cool. I got old Matey Boy the other day.
Heads.
I got Matey Boy the other day. I've not opened him yet, and I'm pleased with this guy. But the big mech, yeah, that's a bit of me. That is. Yeah, I do like both heads. I like the moody head. I like the screaming head with the goggles. I like all the weapon options. I like the gun that looks like the flower. I think it looks really cool, and just the right amount of ridiculousness. I like the rules. I like the rules where the shot jump that you can burst through the buildings on the advance.
Shut up, Steve-O, you positive cunt.
No, shut up. Listen, right? And I think, I don't know, I felt like you all underplayed that rule. I think that rule is fucking awesome. If you time that right and get them to like fucking charge through a building out of nowhere, fucking have to jump on someone during
out of nowhere, who's not going to know a fucking huge fucking twat that looks terrible has just walked out of a wall?
It's going to be a good tactic, and it will work really well for you. And
against your average 40k player, now, I'm with you. I think you're right.
Also want to say as well, like, I probably will end up kit bashing mine a little bit, just to add some personalization to it.
Yes, I think every Ork player should finish that unfinished miniature.
But what I really want to do as well, I think, because the one sort of slight negative I would say on it, right, is although you've got the options, which is really cool, with different close combat, main weapon, head options, cool. It is a very static pose. I don't think you're going to be able to do a huge amount with it, but I think it's going to be really cool to see people's kit bashed versions of this thing and using the rules for this thing, even if you don't like the miniature. And I do think people that don't like it are actually in the minority on this one. Just not on this episode of the show. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, of course, because the people who are probably negative are playing other games right now. Having a way better time.
If you wanted to have a second one, I'll probably buy one, and then if I wanted another one, I would probably kit bash another one, because I think it'd be a fun thing to kit bash. But I am slightly worried, and then I'll shut up. I am slightly worried that what's going to happen with the existing mech with the KFF, and the mech with the shock attack gun. And it is I hope the best case scenario is that this guy is another option of the big mech in like mecha armor or whatever it's called, and the other ones still exist. What am I saying? They'll still be around. They'll be around in Legends, and that'll be fine for me. Everyone else will hate it, but I'll be totally cool with it. Anyway, I'm done now, so you can carry on.
What will be in Legends?
The big mech with
I'll go do some hobby now.
Is the big mech with KFF the Forge World one?
No, it was just resin.
But it was just a fine cast one, was it?
Yeah, it was fail cast. Yeah.
The one that
was designed as fail cast. It used to be metal. Yeah. All the mechs were metal.
Yeah. I've got it in metal then.
Yeah. It's a great sculpt. Except Perbit, I believe. The one with the custom map.
So glad, like any of those models I've got, I bought them in metal when they came out, and I'm so glad I did, because fuck off having them in.
It's a very good example of a sculptor having a look at Brian Nelson sculpts and going, I'm going to do something slightly different, but still good. Which maybe the person who designed this miniature should have done.
He also had the art for the new Codex shown, and people weren't too sure about it. I don't know. Is that Gruk Face Ripper, because it's a power claw with like a Killsai blade in it, and he's got a combi rocket launcher, which was the same as Gruk Face Ripper and the squig in front. So I think
that was my big question was just who is that? Who is that?
He's just a generic boss, isn't he?
I think it's Gruk. I don't know. But maybe it's just the plastic Warboss that they have, but it is equipped the same, like. So I thought it was Gruk Face Ripper.
It's not because of that. I don't think it is because of the helmet.
That's great, but yeah, he has the helmet. And also, I think they've purposely gone for one that's sort of really, really generic.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah, it does seem very generic.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, generic Warboss.
It's the cover of the Codex that's like the first
mean,
sort of
it's
thing. So
another-
you're going to have the generic, you know.
It's okay. I mean, the worst of it is that it's another goth. But I mean, was it ever going to be anything else? It's like it would be like complaining that the Space Marine Codex has an Ultramarine on it.
Is
Of
it
course,
a
it
goth?
fucking does. There's a goth in it.
I don't know.
Going
I
to
think
be
it's
in it.
very generic.
someone's got to
It's
be the
got
main
dags.
guy, haven't
Yeah,
got
but
bloody
Dags,
dags.
Dags doesn't automatically mean goth.
Dags
He's
then.
not. He's
And
not
most of the
black
armor's
and white.
black.
It looks very generic. Like it looks like he doesn't have a clan as such. If you get me.
they? Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like he could be from any sort of clan almost, couldn't
Looks pretty gothy though.
he? He does.
That's got a
Or
holy
it's
helmet.
undivided.
To be expected.
I mean, they're
It's
the
not
Matt
set,
Ward of
it's,
all clans.
it's not setting me. It's not setting my world on fire, but
Nah,
it's
it
pretty
doesn't.
cool. I think it's cool. It doesn't offend me. It's just it's
Yeah.
just cool.
That's it.
It's,
It's
the
not
contents
it's not
within is what I'm
Yeah,
more
but-
excited about.
I'm not bothered what's on the front. It could just be a plain brown cover with Orks written in Helvetica with a fucking underline on it. I wouldn't be bothered as long as what's in it
Don't give them ideas, Sid.
was
Don't
decent.
give them ideas. For the love of Christ.
I enjoy you enjoying the book for the 3 months that it will be valid before it is completely undermined by FAQ.
Well, I haven't enjoyed it yet. I'm sorry to knock your little chubby back to flaccid, but I want to see it. I want to see it. I'll have it. I'll see it first, and then
I don't
give
have
you
an
sexual
opinion on the rules.
gratification.
I couldn't give a fuck. I don't have an opinion on the rules.
It doesn't sound like that.
No, I'm enjoying a good
I have
start.
stronger
but
opinions.
I don't care. I don't care anymore.
You're not cooler than anyone.
No, I care about the merches. I'm really pissed off about that merch. I think it's fucking dreadful. I think it's offensively bad. But like, I don't care about the rules anymore. Fuck it.
Oh, I thought of something else I wanted
What
to
is
say.
the point of getting worried about the rules? Because they're just going to change in 2 weeks.
I thought of something else. I know, like, yeah, saying like his gun, right, being where they showed the profile for that gun, and we know that gun at least he's got a ballistic skill of 5+. But it hasn't shown like any of his rules, is it, in terms of like when he's with a unit, whether being a big mech, probably there's a high chance he could
Hasn't
have like,
showed much at all, really, has it?
no, he could have like a +1 to hit or re-rolls or whatever. So he could actually be more effective in the shooting than we realise at the minute. Plus, you got the detachment rules and stuff.
It's the detachment rules, which I think are going to make a big difference. Just something other than exploding sixes in combat. Just some sort of shooting thing, or maybe there'll be some sort of mech-y detachment. I don't know. But there's going to be a dagger while. It's got to be. And as long as it's not like sixes to hit give you an extra point of AP or something like that, or sixes to wound give you an extra point of AP, that would be terrible.
Sure?
Oh, I like
No,
that with
I
my
haven't
bad
seen the book.
moons. That's what the bad moons used to get in 9th, wasn't it? Or the pips of AP. I used to get some. They actually did something with shooter boys and that. But yeah, I know what you mean. Something a bit more like what did they do before that? They had the sixes to hit gave you an extra shot, not an extra hit, and they just never really resulted in much.
No, I mean extra hits. I think everything's extra hits now. Nothing's extra.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. I mean, let's face it, we generally hit harder in combat, really, don't we? Than shooting. So the odd extra rocket hit or something like that isn't really gonna swing things.
I mean, it depends on the units and stuff, doesn't it? If you're playing, if you're playing a shooty list and you've optimized shoot units and you're getting those detachment buffs, it does make them surprisingly effective to the opponent, not expecting much. But yeah, they're always gonna do well in melee.
The mech's not so much, though, to be fair. I've noticed that the mechs aren't like absolute wrecking units, which I mean I wouldn't be adverse if they were like, but
no, they're just they're knobs, aren't they? They're just knobs with
that might be why they're trying to build something like this to address that, but I just think the execution was flawed.
Well, they could have addressed it just by fucking changing the number on a data sheet, you know what I mean?
They literally could have just given us a fucking conversion sprue to just turn a dreadnought into a mech dreadnought, and that would have been a better use of their time than this, in my opinion.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, Dim, I look forward to seeing what you kit bash to represent the rules of this thing, though, because I'm thinking a little grot mech in a big mech fucking suit with the fucking, the tracked camera custom thing. There's, I still think, although you don't like the miniature, there's some fun for you to be had with this concept.
I already have a grot and a death dread.
Well, just one. You need one three.
It's my Gazi equivalent.
Everybody
Though.
knows that.
Yeah, but that's a death dread, isn't it? And now you can do like a mechy thing that does different shit.
Yeah,
using that same sort of concept.
That's a Gazi equiv. It would be interesting to take something that I don't often play with, like say maybe a Killer Khan kit, and make something.
I was thinking something
like
else.
out of it.
And you said don't often.
You meant his cock.
Yeah. I wish he was wrong, but he's not.
Oh, let's keep it PG.
Nick. No, he's not touching it either.
He means his
on
cock.
target.
Yeah, I've got no opinions whatsoever. I just.
What is anyone keeping an eye on the chat? What's going on in there?
Let's have a gander, shall we?
Oh God, I dread to think.
Gee, the Hyper Champion was saying, looks like Drunken Ork and Dread are looking at something really interesting on the ground. I think this is in reference to his own hobby.
Oh, yeah.
I've just done a
Tactical
stupid.
rock. Yeah, exactly.
Much
Hold
harder.
on. I love
Yeah, wind
the
your camera
way
down,
you
you
turn to the
gits. Well, maybe people want to see their beautiful faces.
I've done a stupid thing. I'm using 2-part epoxy, but I'm using cocktail sticks to scoop it out. And rather than using a fresh cocktail stick, I've just used one that I'd already mixed with into the
You just
single
use one
pot.
with the pickled onion on it.
Dread, you pillock. What are you doing, man?
So you just planted a flag, basically.
Yeah, just fucking gone and ruined it.
Have you not got any pipettes?
I claim this on behalf of all fucking imbeciles.
So now the
I
whole
like
thing's
them
gonna probably
pipettes. I always get the toffee ones when I go to the pictures.
That's probably
That's
popping.
that's a deep dive, that mate.
Yeah. Oh,
Mind you,
only
I
about
did
4
get a
people will
packet of
get
them
that.
tonight, and they are mint.
I think Captain Morgan's just arrived late.
You can't get the mint ones.
They're great though.
What an idiot. So that's probably going to set all like a big hard set at the top or something go horrible.
It'll probably react to whatever was around on the stick. Like it shouldn't set the rest of it off.
Hopefully not. That's right. Let's get the other one and use a fresh stick.
You'd have only had the tiniest of amounts on him. It won't do nothing to it.
Let's hope not.
CM Wargames was asking, "What do you guys think of the new Beckham box set?" You've missed that.
Where the
conversation.
fuck have you been?
Yeah,
Fucking
he's
hell.
clearly
Rewind,
Captain Morgan's
rewind.
clearly coming late.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Rewind El
Um,
Capitano.
to sum it
will
up for
be
you,
all.
Most of those guys like it. I think the model is dog shit.
Everyone but Steve-O
yeah.
thinks that the one head is not very good and the other one's all right.
Yeah, I just think the model, I
everyone
think the
but-
model in total is just bad from
Well,
every
it's
conceivable angle.
not that bad, Tim. It's not
I
that bad.
do.
It has some,
Even
aspects
the
that are
bits of it that are passable is part of like if I could have imagined how can I take the idea of a Warframe Ork and make it as lame as possible, I would have drawn
Right.
something just like that.
Put your money where your mouth is, then, man. Make a
El
good version that's better.
Capitano's fucking swooped in and just lobbed a stick.
I
bomb,
can,
hasn't he?
yeah. I think some of the people who've just started Orks this week could.
Yeah, but I want to see it though. You're saying it, but I want to see it, man.
I give it an A star.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's delusional. I'll give you that much, all right?
Tim hates it that much. He hated it before he even seen it. It's that
Nah.
bad.
I think it's the best thing they've released this year.
When I saw the silhouette, I got a little bit excited, and then I saw the actual model, and it was just like
Hit make a sex
it
explosion.
ruined my fucking day. It's awful.
It ruined your day.
It managed to be outclassed by a box of fucking gnomes.
Dim, I don't say this very often, mate, but you need to chill the fuck out.
Excuse me, sorry.
I only care about one thing in 40k. It is Ork miniatures, and they fucked it up again.
So you won't be
Not my
making a
fault.
purchase then?
Fuck no. Matter of fact, I'll pay. I'll pay for that miniature if I can punch the designer in the face. Is that a deal, GW? You set that up for me?
Do you know what?
I'll pay twice.
I do need a stomper. And I wouldn't mind some more burners and looters, but I just wish they'd had the old boys in that box set, because then it's just it would just be a must buy for any Ork player, because it just have so much good shit in there.
Yeah, I mean,
you always need
well.
more boys, looters, trucks, don't you?
Not going to complain about them, no.
No.
I mean, the truck's never bad. Another truck. I mean, I do need 7, so.
And the Stomper's got loads of cool bits on it as well, and
yeah.
you just get a lot of good shit. So that's the only tarnish on it for me is they got their new boys in there. That was a missed opportunity, because that would have been a kit basher's fucking wet dream of a box.
Just to answer Captain Morgan's question. Just to answer Captain Morgan's question, yes, I think you absolutely could convert that kit into something decent. Absolutely. I don't think you should have to, but
so it's got promise.
Every kit
untapped potential, says
if you're an Ork player, if you're an Ork player, any amount of lubrication is possible to turn a terrible kit into a good kit. My problem is that whoever designed that, I think, just doesn't understand Orks at all. And they designed the miniature to showcase the fact that they don't.
See, you know, they were saying earlier that you like the grimacing face shooting. You're saying like, I think all of you were saying like that it's not because the Ork should be having fun shooting his gun at, but I don't know. I think sometimes you are having fun, aren't you, when you're doing stuff. Like if you're in a race car, you might not be like grinning and but you're really intense, but you're having the fucking time of your life. Or if you're like really I don't know,
middle of coitus.
I really don't think.
That's why I like it. I knew I'd seen that face somewhere.
I really don't.
If you're
think
seeing that face, wrong.
I really don't think that when you are thinking about having a good time, right, that you go into the realm of the professional sportsman to find it. Because they're all fucking machines that are trained to remove their emotions from every fucking situation.
Moody.
What's your encore? What's your encore? Are you gonna say like the fucking you're gonna say the bloody test pilots that went up to the fucking moon?
I like
should be the test base for every Ork fucking expression.
I mean, there's that one was just astronomical.
I think what he's shooting at. I think what he's shooting at is maybe an unimpressive target. And he's just sort of looking at it with this look of contempt and this grimace.
I mean, worst
it's a mech.
Scenario, just head swap. You know
the problem is do you know what it puts in my head? It puts in my head an Ork mech that has a Birmingham accent, right? And it's the kind, and it's just like that is in some way, it's Orky. But in the wrong way. It's
just showcases your racism against Brummie people.
I was expecting hashtag not.
I do not apologise to the people of Birmingham. I really don't. Welcome.
Do you reckon we're going to get?
I'm quite antsy today. I'm sorry.
Do you reckon we're going to get anything else?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll ask to you guys and to the viewers actually. Do you think this is all we're getting, or do you think?
Yeah, probably. That's it. I don't think you're even getting any new plastic. I don't even think you're getting new plastic town busters.
Well, we know what's ruled out. We know looters and burners are ruled out. We know the stompers ruled out. And we know the trucks ruled out. So breathe a sigh of relief there. Some of them kits are safe. If you love them, they're sticking around because they wouldn't have packaged them all in that box. But I don't know.
Well, that box tells us one of two things. It tells us that they're actually going to do something in the rules wise. I don't think it's going to be points based because the points isn't got to do with the Codex. The points isn't related to the Codex. The points will be in the data slate update in fucking end of March,
A
start of
week
April.
after
They
the
will.
Codex.
They do
A
change
week
the
after
points
the
in the
Codex,
Codex, Sid.
probably.
We will get
Yeah.
points in the Codex.
There's no
and they
points
will-
in the Codex, is there?
Yeah,
Is there?
I
I
don't
thought
know
the whole
about
point of the points now was it's all just separate, and then they can sort of like.
Well, they do, but they still put them in there on release, so you still get the
Oh,
points
right,
in
right.
there. It's just that
Well, maybe
after,
it'll coincide
well,
with
usually by the day
data
they're
slate
they're
update.
already
Why?
gone.
Right, but if they do that, right, that it means that there's going to be well, it could mean one or two that there's going to be some change either rules wise or points wise, then with
Both,
to
most
the
likely.
Stomper, which I just hope it's a points reduction and maybe a few others, and all the looters. That's what it says to me. The
Yeah.
second option is they've got a fuckload of Stompers and looters that want to shift, and they're just chucking them in a box.
Ding,
I
ding,
think
ding,
it's,
ding, ding,
I think
ding,
that
ding.
is actually, I'll actually agree with Dim on this one. I think that's probably more the case that these are old kits.
Every
now.
fucking time they've done a box set for Orks, that's exactly what they've done since Third Ed.
Combat Patrol. What they're getting rid of. Is it the new Warboss?
Didn't have
Is
the
it the
dread.
new
Did not
boys?
have the Death Dread in it.
Is it the new Death Coppers or is it the Death Dread? And if anybody says they're trying to get rid of Death Dread stock, no.
Yeah.
No,
I don't-
well, that's
does
just
that
show, that's
sell
just
well?
show, you've just shown yourself up there. You've just
No, I
shown
haven't.
yourself up. Yeah, it
No, I
does.
haven't.
Yeah, it does. It's the second best selling kit because of me alone.
I help.
I understand.
I
the
think
Stomper. Nobody's
I thought we
buying
were
it.
the only fucking human beings that are like that kit. I mean, granted, I don't ever make a Death Dread from it. It's
Everybody
way too
loves
good for
that
bits.
kit. What are we talking about?
Everybody
Everybody
loves
loves
it.
it.
But
You
like,
just need to have a look on through social
no,
media pages
I'll
and
be
what
honest.
people are
I'll be
making.
honest, right? I'd forgotten that kit existed because it's when I stopped paying attention, right? But I was thinking things like Stormclaw.
Now you
I
turned
was
away
thinking
just at the
that
good
box
bit.
set. Yeah, apparently I did because I forgot that box set even existed. But that does have a terrible set of boys in it that
It
they
does,
probably
it
couldn't
does.
sell very well separate.
But it was their new boys that didn't know they were going to be selling like shite because
Well,
it was the first
if
thing
they'd had
published.
anybody in the design team with an ounce of fucking sense,
Oh,
maybe
Dread's
they
eating
would have known that.
profiteroles. You got profiteroles there, Dread. Oh,
It's like
Oh.
being caught with his hand in the cookie jar. It's like,
oh, I want profiteroles.
say nothing.
He wants to crunch on a ball and feel the cream go down his mouth. He means his cock.
Come eating.
Yeah, more passionately now.
We have a few comments. Cheetah Hyper Sapien is saying that Stompers seem to sell out in places fast, though. BC is saying, what were they getting rid of in the Beast Snagger Army box? CM was saying, Dim's the anti-Brummy.
Yeah.
And then did someone say White Claw? No.
Yeah, so I think I probably won't. I don't know if I see how cheap the box goes for. I don't have a Stomper yet.
I mean, this is where GW just flips us all off by making it 200.
Well, then I wouldn't go near it.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't be massively surprised. I wouldn't be at all happy. I wouldn't be massively surprised. I think £200 is a bit of a stretch too far.
I've already just ruined a
how
whole
much-
sprue of those new boys just to rob
But
all the sluggers.
Are they not
off
going
them.
to stick? Is this not one of those terrible box sets where they're going to stick the Codex in there or an advanced Codex?
No, they made
you
no
buy
mention
the
of that. I
fucking
don't
box
think
set.
so. I think it's just a big army box. That's all it is.
Right.
And I think
How
it would,
much would you guys? We don't know the prices yet. So how much would you guys, in your own heart, in your own mind, would you be actually willing to pay for that box? Like, what's your
think-
cut off? If it goes
160
over this much-
tops. 160 tops. Then
had
I would
probably-
feel like 150. I'd feel like I was getting a bit of a bargain.
If
Yeah,
I
I
can't
think
get it
I'd
for under
go-
one,
Sorry, Dred,
Go
go
on.
on. mate.
I was going to say if I can't get it for under sort of 120, 130, I wouldn't see it as worthwhile for myself.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more than that simply because it's got the Stomper in for the Stomper goes for separately. And it's a hard kit to get third party with 20% off. But I think 160, I'd pay 160 quite quite happily. I'll not happily pay 160 for fucking anything. But 180 is probably the very most I'd get if I was a bit flush that time with the big boy money, you know. But
It's all about that big boy money, baby.
with the big boy book.
I ain't
If it
ready
goes
to
to
spend big
200,
boy money on something that is only one new model, though. You know, like I've got the rest of that stuff. It's handy to have if
This
you
is
get a
it.
discount.
Yeah. The
If
truck's
I'm getting
handy.
it for
The
like
looters I
100
don't
quid
need.
for a bunch of stuff I've already got, fine. You know, but
Yeah.
I'm not. See,
I mean, that's
the way
that's
I
the
see it,
beauty of that box set. People who are just buying it for that mech, you're gonna see like loads of
Yeah.
other kits flood onto the second-hand market. You know,
If
But
it is
the right-
200, I'll not be getting it, but I'll be scouring eBay for second-hand or resale sort of stuff.
Looters and burners, they'll sell fuckloads of them, won't they?
Yeah,
See,
I've got 30 sitting in boxes, so I don't need another 10. I don't need them. The truck, I don't need, but I'd happily take it. The
nobody
boys,
needs
Okay,
another truck, but you
no
can always
interest.
take another truck.
Yeah,
It's gonna
no
be the
interest- no
snubbers and
interest in the
looters, I
boys.
reckon, are gonna be the ones. You're
what
gonna
I
be
was
seeing
more
a lot
getting
of.
at, what I was more getting at is what is the cut-off point at which, for you know, because basically that's a box of models that you've already got. All of us have probably already got those bits, except for Steve over the Stomper. But like most people have got everything in that box already, other than the new mech. So what I'm saying is at what point? Because you're only weighing up like the mech is obviously going to cost you like 30, 40 quid if you buy it separately. So just take that out of the equation. The rest of that box there, it's like, well, it's only worthwhile to you if it's under a certain amount. If it's over a certain amount, you go, well, it's not really worth it for a bunch of stuff I've already
Yeah,
got.
we understand the concept.
Yeah. So I'm saying like, well, what is the cut-off
180.
point for you as like what is too much to pay for something that you've already got a load of anyway? Like what would be a bargain price and what would be a sort of it's too much at that point.
Can I respond with a question? I would go, is it not possible, do you think, that this kit was not designed with current Ork players in mind at all?
Yeah, but it's not a great starter box set. You don't give someone a
So
starter
about
box
80,
set with a
90
stomper.
quid you're saying, Dim?
I don't think you'll hoodwink many experienced players into buying a Stomper deliberately. Just a thought.
I'm
But-
just saying
I'll have
because
one.
for
I
myself,
think
the
you will.
bits.
I think you will. I
For
think
bits, sure. As a
Honestly,
kit.
it's
I've
a
had no
really
interest.
popular miniature. I'm not actually a huge fan of it aesthetically. I've always said that, but I
I've said it
think
before, it looks
I
like
think-
Demis Roussos.
But I think it's a hugely popular miniature. The Stomper is an eye catcher. It's every Ork player. I think when they see that and they want that.
If the miniature looks like me in a dress, I don't want it. But enjoy that free mental picture.
I've
That's
got
going
to say
straight.
Hells and all.
I've got to
That's
say,
why I
I
never
had
built
no interest in getting the
it
second
looks too much
Stomper.
like Dim in a dress.
Yeah, I had no interest in the second Stomper, to be fair. At one point I did, but I'll not get one. But when this came out, I thought, oh, I get a Stomper. I have a second one. What'll I do with it? And then I've already built it in my head.
Yeah.
It's built. It's going to take some scratch building to get the legs right.
Well, I'll tell you
I've got
what,
the arms already. The head's going to take some cutting into it to get the head in. It's all done.
I'll answer your question, Dredd. I would say about £100, mate, is where I would basically draw the line. I'll say, you know, everything under £100, yeah, you know, if you're getting all that stuff, great. If it comes to over that, not worth it.
Dread,
It's
I
gonna be well
answered your
over 100.
question and you carried on asking it, and then Sid answered your question and you carried on asking it.
Yeah.
I said the most I'll pay for it's 180. What I
160
think it'll
for
be is
me.
160. Anything less than that would be amazing, but I don't.
You'd pay 180 for a bunch of stuff you already got.
We do that all the time. How many times
Yeah,
do
if
we
you
all
look at
buy
all
the
the
same
stuff I
kit?
bought, which has
We
been
all
a
do that.
duplicate, I've spent well out of that.
Just don't
I
see
mean,
it worth it,
how many trucks, Dredd? How many trucks you got?
don't know.
I've got
About
6.
5,
So I spent
6,
150 quid on trucks I didn't need, essentially. I know boys and trucks are a little bit sketchy because you can have multiple. Dreads.
I've got too many looter
I've
kits.
got 9. 10.
Well, I've had that looters and burners kit like 3 times now. The trouble is, I've never built looters and burners out of them.
Yeah.
So I was looking at that going, I could actually do some burner boys, actually. That'd be cool.
Could actually do them now, yeah.
Yeah, I could actually build what they're supposed to be. But if you, it's just, mate, it just feels like your bits box with loads of good weapons and heads and bodies and shit on it. It's always useful. The truck, always useful. The Stomper, even if you don't build it, fucking you can just build it into Ork terrain or something. All the cool bits and mech, the grot riggers and that all over it, and there's just loads. And like I say, if they had just put the old boys kit in of it as well, it's just a big box of bits with a brand new shiny mech boy thrown in for good measure. It would just be it'd be a fucking 10 out of 10 box if they'd done that. But those new boys really tarnish it, I think.
Yeah,
for me.
So it does kind of depend on how big your bits box is at home already, doesn't it? I suppose if you've got plenty of the stuff already, then it's really not worth it to you just for the sake of a mech, unless the price is really good.
Yeah, but you use the bits
in there
and then
again.
they start running low. And...
So we've got the loot. They've got the looters slash burners.
Two times looters.
And did you say there was some flash kits in there as well?
No.
Ah, right.
There's one set of the new boys, the shit boys.
Uh-huh.
There's a truck,
Stomper, truck.
the mech, and a stomper.
The only good thing in there is the truck. Like the looters and burners. The looters and burners are all right, but they're not. They never were a good kit. I mean, literally, there's a rocket in. There's a rocket on that mech boy that you can't build normally. You have to convert it because it's missing a fucking arm.
You will convert it.
Well, yeah, of course. That's why.
Well, that's all you need to do.
So what you're saying, Dim, is you're gonna buy two, yeah?
It's a defective kit. No, I'm gonna buy yours.
He's right. I'm
going to buy yours for a fucking song. That's what I'm going to do. I don't need to buy this fucking shit box.
I think it's a classic, awesome kit, but he's right. You shouldn't forgive. It is flawed because it is missing a fucking arm, and yeah, it is simple to fucking.
Considering there's an awful lot of modern Ork players that if you go, oh well, you can't convert this kit, they will go, well, the advantage of the new kits is that I can build it without any skill. So like. You point to kits like that and go, well, that's fucked.
I think a lot of people go for the custom Mega Blaster anyway, so a lot of people don't even realise, I think, that the arm is missing because no one ever uses the big shooter or the rocket option.
Yeah.
In the defence of that burner looter kit, though, I really do actually appreciate the attempt to make a kit that does two things at once and that can
They should have kept doing that. Like, it was a really cool idea. They did it a lot in fantasy as well. It was just a great thing. Like,
and then you end up with a load of spare stuff as well.
You end up with a load of units without needing a separate maximum copyright box every fucking time. And because they had to be designed to be two matches, they had to be designed really cleverly, and they had to be designed with forethought, and also gave you spare bits.
They make awesome tank busters.
Conversion opportunity. And yeah, exactly. You just got a lot of great bits to use as with however you want it.
So myself.
And I just think the reason that they stopped doing it is because they were sick of giving players bits to convert with.
Well, not that sick.
I hate how fucking conspiracy theorist that sounds, by the way. I hate how conspiracy theorist that sounds, by the way. Oh, no, I just mean like in modern kits, because as far as GW is concerned, they'll keep milking money out of it, but one day they're going to replace it. Or phase it out completely.
Yeah, that's inevitable, isn't it? I mean, that's
they know that's coming. They know that's coming, and they know what they're going to do about it. We don't until it happens.
But
it's like all the people who are still saying, well, you can still buy the boys kit now. Yeah, but for how fucking long can you buy a posable boys kit? How long? Are we going to get a surprise when the Codex comes out? Because that's what I'm half expecting. Is the Codex going to come out? And then they're going to go, right, well, when you take a boys kit, you have this many with shooters, this many with sluggers. And every time you buy them, you get multiples of those specific options. And then all of a sudden, the old boys kit disappears.
Well, that is going to happen, isn't it? It's definitely going to happen. But I hope it does. And I still have a bit of faith that I feel like when it does go, they're going to replace it with a whole new kit. I don't think.
Don't count on it.
That kit. Well, no, I wouldn't bet my left testicle on it, but I'm sort of hopeful.
And that's your good one.
Yeah.
I think some of them are nice.
Kit lasts forever, does it? Every kit gets phased out eventually.
No, lasts forever.
Hopefully,
I
the
don't know.
better. I get the new boys kit. I get the feeling that it's some kind of, you know, when they made something in the past for a specific thing, and then they just go and release it. And I know they've done it before. I've heard the examples before. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I honestly, I think you're right to a very large degree, Sid. I think this was designed for. I think this was for a starter set that never happened. I think this was for a starter set that never happened, and they just wanted to reuse the kit.
Yeah,
I think that's why you didn't phase the old boys out. But my worry is because they have it out now, they probably think, well, we don't need to update the boys for a while, and we can get rid of that old kit.
And that's probably true. To be fair, you're probably on there. The little thing, well, that's bought with some time.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
But some kits, I mean, I saw something the other day. I think it was on Facebook. The Eldari warp spiders. Somebody was wishing them a happy 30th birthday.
I will say, just because people will be like, oh, you've got nothing good to say about Games Workshop anymore. I will give the new boys kit one bit of praise, right?
Probably too much.
Yeah, probably. I'm breaking my brand here. But they're doing away with that stupid hunchback that the old boys have got, where they just got really fucking craned over, and it's always looked stupid, right? And now the new boys, they're more upright, and that I like. I just wish they'd learn how to do heads. Like, that's the main thing above all else, because the heads recently have been fucking awful. I think some of the Buggies ones are all right, but on the whole, I don't think the heads have been particularly good, and I'm immediately going to say Space Sharks, and I'm going to point to the Flash Kits, because I think they're the worst heads they've ever done until this new one.
Come out?
7th?
What year we're talking?
For which?
For the Flash Kits. Ooh, I've actually got a release schedule of all the kits.
Or did it come out before that?
I think 10 years of pain that he's still holding on to.
2010? I'd guess.
2010.
Hang on.
Worst miniature ever.
There we go.
I really hate those Flash Kits. I really do hate them. It's the base size that pisses me off more than anything else, though. They appeal to a lot of people. Some of the bits in that kit, and I understand why they appeal. I just think putting them on 40 mils was the stupidest fucking thing, and making them that stupidly comedically big in the first place, and all underslung. Maybe one or two underslung, and put them on a stupidly large base. Funnily, like an oval one with like one or two of them, and make them the special weapon Flash Kit that has a stupid ludicrous gun that will probably kill them. Do that. Don't make them all on 40 mils, because that's stupid.
Well,
I think it's bad enough they put boys on 32s. Fuck me.
I don't think the Flash Kits are too big. I think the poses make them require, like you say, a larger. Could do with
it's the old splayed arm thing. It's the splayed leg thing. The legs are like that, and who the fuck stands like that? Who? People stand like that.
Me, mate.
I'm getting annoyed.
Legs set to maximum brace.
It's like that fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme Eldar Phoenix Lord.
I thought you were going to talk about the Jean-Claude Van Damme truck ad where he's does the splits.
Yes, no, that is specifically the ad I'm referring to. And if you look at the Morgan Raw, you can see where they got the inspiration for the sculpt, because that's the only thing that explains those stupid splayed legs.
Rockstar Guitar Heroes stand like that as well. They're cool.
Yeah.
Power stance. Known as the power stance.
And Theresa May.
Get that right on windmill.
Theresa May. You should totally base all of your miniature design on Theresa May, because she's amazing, isn't she?
I've never seen her legs.
In
fact, if she wheeled
stay on target,
politicians do power stances, and like if you're looking like a politician, you've done something wrong.
Or politicians looking like rock stars.
It's like Joe Pasquale's old joke. If you look like your passport photograph, you're too ill to travel. If you're doing a power stance, you really
people watching this right now going, "Fucking Joe Pasquale, Theresa May, who the fuck is he talking about?"
Yeah.
Oh, right, because they get all of our other references. Oh, we're going to clutch our pearls now, Steve-O? Are we really going to worry about this now?
Sure,
70 different balls deep in. Too late.
All these grots. Yeah.
We're recording yet.
They design them looking like bloody Jimmy Cranky, didn't they?
Are we live yet?
No.
Just wondering.
Fucking
Now that
hope
you've had
not.
your dinner, dessert, and God
Can't
knows
wait
what
for the
else, like,
comments on this one. Jesus Christ.
Let's have a look at some of these comments. Let's have a look.
Oh no,
Yeah,
the
we-
comments are
we
all right
got
because the people who like us.
Mostly
like you.
Zen says, what if Steve-O bet his left testicle that GW was going to get rid of the old boys kit? And he was right. Would GW send him another testicle? Would he then have 3? They would, Tom, but I imagine they'd send it in failcast. And so the joke would be on me.
And it would be frowning.
Yeah.
don't leave it in the sunlight, so.
It turns out that GW didn't actually send him a new testicle. That's just a yeast infection.
BC says, Dim, always the gracious ambassador for the hobby. Essex Boys says, I stand like that every morning in front of my full-length mirror to see to see in the day. Wow.
He means his cock.
So if anyone was missing Essex, there you go. You got that picture burned into his brain now.
The thing was, Essex.
He actually does do the scream
That's
as well
just-
as he
yeah.
looks at himself. You know, he yells out a wah.
Somebody,
While
I think
erect.
Dagger Flacker's put in that he still sees the Battleforce box on the vid.
Oh, it was up for a very long
Ah,
time.
was
but
it?
changed
I was
it,
going to say, I'm looking, going, no.
Yeah, no, it was. It was up for an exceptionally long time.
People
Just to
wanted
rub salt in
facial
the wound,
reactions
yeah.
when we were having a Barney. Like, it's a sort of slightly missed
that
opportunity.
visual humour lost.
Yeah. It was just Steve-O looking in. It's Steve-O and Sid looking increasingly exasperated at what I said. You didn't really miss now. You get that
I was
every
just,
week.
I was just looking for some of this nuanced argument you keep talking about.
Luckily,
Fucking hell.
I hate it.
Shots fired. I love
And that's the truth.
Well, I do hate it. It's fucking shit. It's so shit.
I hate
You
it.
want to get back to
I
it?
think it's shit. You know, get one of them English books and you know, find out the correct use of grammar. I hate it.
Given
I
my
think it's
reasons.
shit.
I've given
No, yeah,
loads of
you can
reasons
have
why
them.
it's dog
You can
shit.
have them, but it's not. I hate it. Therefore, it is shit. I hate it. I think it is shit.
Yeah, there's no difference. There's no difference. There isn't.
Totally.
Because I've never pretended I was doing anything other than my opinion. That's why. Like, it is my opinion. I know other people like it. I think their take is a bad one. But do I think they're wrong for having it?
There's more of the opposite flying back.
That's fine.
This is how we ended up with.
Don't worry, Dim.
But that's fine, though.
I suffer abuse for all my thoughts on these things as well. You know,
Like shit.
essentially, Dim. You know,
I
one of us is on the far right, one's on the far left, and the rest of them are centrists.
Yeah, I'm just sat on the fence because
We're just the two complete nut jobs that don't have any kind of reasonable, measured argument.
At least we're committed. At least this isn't a string of pussy jokes.
I hate it.
I watched that the other night. I didn't see it for a while. It's quality.
Yeah. I won't beat that. I wish we were live streaming when I did that. Do you remember Dread? Gordon Bennett, yes, Dread. Oh, that was quality.
Which one?
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
Dread.
fucking hell.
Which was what?
Gordon Bennett, yes, Jen. Dread Dave. Yeah. But
You'll be happy to know I've finished building the wonky Christmas trees and I've gone on to start sealing them. Yay!
I've done precisely nothing. I've done precisely nothing other than drink. Alcohol, copious
Oh,
amounts
no
of
wonder
alcohol.
you're extra zesty tonight. I was wondering.
Yeah. This is the second bottle. I've nearly finished it.
Second bottle of Blue Nun. Watch out, peeps.
Oh,
It's a thing I never thought I would press between my lips is a Thatcher's.
Might have fucking calmed her down.
I would have fucking hope so.
Fucking Dennis, do your duty. The both passed on.
Too soon, is it?
Depends what part of the country you're in, I think.
Yeah.
Depends if he's escaped the coffin yet. Now's his chance. Make a run for it, Dennis.
Viking style. You mean I've got to go with her? Well, no, I don't know. Did he?
I think he went first just to warm it up for
I
it.
was going to say we're getting off target a bit here.
Oh, off target, you say? Whoa.
Stay on target.
Behold the mortal remains of Thatcher.
Are you still
Never
banging
have
on
you
about
seen a
this?
more devoted politician than this?
Christ.
It did again.
Stay a while and
He's
piss.
moving, isn't he? I never let
Stay
it
on
go.
target.
No, no. Where do you think I get it from? Fucking hell. I'm from a
Fucking
culture of
factor in
never
the
letting
mind.
it go.
Factor in the mind. That's what they ever going about.
The North never forgets.
No.
Never.
It's the only thing that's happened up there. That's
I
why.
was saying, they ain't got much else to distract him, have they?
Yeah, I was going to say nothing else happens, does it?
It gets cold. And occasionally we put a shirt on because it gets a bit parky.
Just out there
Anyway,
playing fucking stickball up them cobbled streets.
What's it like? Durham streets are literally cobbled. What's it like in the bit where it's really eventful? It's going really well for you down there, isn't it? You got wonderful stuff going on down there, don't you?
Oh, we're living the fucking dream down here, mate.
Oh well, I'm just glad that railway got cancelled, so we don't get more of you up here. Fuck you.
To anyone negatively affected or emotionally on this episode, there is a number you can reach out to at the end.
Yeah, James' personal number, so you can take it.
So he can explain to you in greater detail while he's correct.
I
honestly thought I wouldn't have that much pushback.
Spending 3 hours to tell you as well.
It's £3.50 a minute. The phone bill payer will not be fucking impressed with you.
Yeah. And if you do call it, you think, oh, it's just a broken record. No, it's
See, this is the thing that does annoy me a little bit, right? Is that like GW continues to put out mediocre shit, right? I go, it's mediocre shit.
You didn't say mediocre, not once. You said it was the worst miniature.
Worst model ever.
Yeah, it is.
It
is. It is. It is the worst Ork miniature they've ever put out, in my opinion.
What about the Ork boy with the heavy weapon? How painted it?
No, that is also fucking terrible. But I do think this is worse. Well, for one thing, to get that particular big stubber, you have to buy a boy's kit, some of which are good. I love the knob in that kit. I think the knob in that kit's quite good. He means his cock. I think that model's quite nice. I like the fact that
the boys are all right as well.
The big chopper and some of the boy sculpts, as you say, are really good. Some of them are awful, and then a couple of them are okay. But
I mean, you just sorted our next thumbnail out. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was my sex face.
Oh God!
I remember it well.
Image, huh?
But
No,
which one?
The nightmares still
No
haunt
wonder
me.
it's been a while.
Oh, bringing back memories of Peterborough. Shit.
Jesus, what happened?
Oh. Did you not see the way I walked out of the hotel room like a bloody Ork boy?
Oh, I'm glad I was staying in the other room.
Talk about power stunts.
Yeah.
No, he walked in like a boy. He walked out like a flash kit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've got such strong opinions on this model. I'm really sorry. Right?
No, you're
I
not.
I am.
He said
I am.
as he repeatedly,
I want there to be. I want GW to put a fucking miniature out that I really, really like, so you can see that I'm not just going everything new is shit. Right, but the problem is, and I'm saying this to everybody watching right now, some people who've made fucking comments, right? Here's the thing. I could do that.
Oh, don't take on your negative commenters.
Wouldn't fucking notice. And you still would say he never has anything good to say. Doesn't matter if there's on fucking camera evidence that I say praise on occasion.
No good can come from this.
Just wanted to say that. Just wanted to say that. Just once. Fuck yous. Right. Let's continue.
Oh shit! Right, he's cracking his third open in a minute.
When we going live?
I need to go to the fridge to get that. That's a walk.
Mm.
And I've been in a hospital ward since like 7. I work there. I wasn't ill.
Just about to say something.
But oh crikey.
He was rushed in when he saw the big reveal of the new mech.
Yeah.
But Essex, I
God,
wouldn't
he's set off
standing
again. Call
around
the
him.
ambulance.
This is exactly what I'm on about. I wouldn't be. I've literally praised things on this fucking show. People have selective memories.
Yeah, but you were in the Viper jacket and you were dosed up pretty high that day.
You have, mind. I'll, you know.
I just get
I'll
very
say that
annoyed about
you
it.
have praised some things, and you know,
Not enough. Not
that's
enough.
fair enough.
I accept
Not
that.
about enough. Enough.
But-
It would be that you'd like to praise. I'm sure, like everybody else, you'd like to think every single thing you see is the best thing ever. You'd like to, because that would mean it is, and that would be great for everyone.
I
And you
would
don't
love
like
to.
everything.
I'd love to have a brain like that, but it wouldn't be possible. However, I do.
Not all can reach my level of, you know,
No. Look.
the way it's wired. It's just different. You know, it's unique. It's
Not better, just
It's just-
different.
Just easily
well,
played.
you say not better.
No. It's look. It makes me a fucking good kit basher. It makes me a great rules writer. It makes me a decent writer, and to some extent,
An
it
incredible
probably
lover.
yes. I promise. Someone will take us up on it like anytime
Promise.
soon. Fucking great. But they never do. They just run away, claiming.
From my experience,
Got
you
a
don't
rip-
get a
not
fucking
rip-
choice.
no,
Hey,
any pop-
thank you, Paul.
What the fuck are they on about for?
I just think the pillow talk. And
The
how was it for
tissue
you,
doesn't
darling?
stink.
Fucking dog
It's-
shit. It's just
But fuck, what was I going to say? Couldn't have been that important, could it? But I just, it's about me, and I don't like that.
I don't think any amount of poetry or fucking wooing or fucking even having a brilliant personality is really going to get you past that face.
You mean the mini?
Fucking hell, Dread.
I think
No,
you
I
mean
mean
the mini.
the sex face. The sex face. I'm talking about.
Oh, the sex.
I'll
I
say
thought
that's
it
just
was-
fucking cruel.
No,
I
the
mean,
sex
I thought
face.
it was- It's like I don't want to fuck them, Meg.
All just in the sex face.
Well, you make us dinner first. I'm actually getting somewhere with this.
I've done a very small amount, but he's just he's there.
How long does resin take to dry? I'm not
Bitching
too
never
long.
solved anything, yes, because fucking sucking cock always solves all your problems, doesn't it?
I mean,
The only thing you'll find there is a gag in your anal sphincter.
Let's look at the comments. The Gitman, Dim, it's not what we think you is negative. We simply say that negativity outweighs the positivity.
Because I'm the comic relief on this show.
Sci-fi says CM War Games. That's the image in the grumpy mech's face. I should have read what CM said first.
Oh Jesus! My hot water bottle's falling out of my back.
Disun describes Dim's sex face as a teabagger face.
Sounds about right.
Hang on.
We're
What
hitting
kind
you
of
by
teabag?
usual highbrow. Oh,
I mean, if we're talking a Yorkshire tea bag, if it's-
Ah,
you know.
where's the boy Yorkshire
No.
tea for his gas?
I would put
Fucking
Dim as
teams, man, he is.
Dim
Fuck's
would be
sakes.
he'd be a pyramid bag, I reckon.
Did you just insinuate that I get PG tips in this house?
I was
Or
gonna say-
Tetley?
I knew where that was going.
How fucking dare you? I'm more annoyed about that than I probably am the fucking people saying I'm negative all
I
the time.
would be. Me, I'm annoyed on your behalf.
Jesus
PG
fucking
Tips is the
Christ.
Colin of tea.
Tim, just bear
Yeah.
in mind, he's not a tea drinker. He's a coffee drinker. All right, he doesn't
Well,
understand.
well,
He
here's
don't
the thing.
understand what
Here's
he's
the
saying.
thing. So am I. Why am I still this annoyed? Apart from the fact I'm a northerner. Why am I this annoyed? I don't really drink tea that much. But when I
Neither
do,
do
I
I,
drink Yorkshire
but
tea because I'm
neither-
not a heathen.
Neither do I, but if you drink tea, it does have to be Yorkshire tea.
It
If
does.
You are,
What
going to
coffee
drink
do you
it.
drink,
the
Steve?
correct
Was it like
choice.
Mellow Birds or something?
Oh, fuck no. No, you got to be a strong coffee. Got to be
What's that
strong.
one?
Yeah, I really shouldn't have drunk for this one.
Tickety
so
boo.
entertaining,
Tickety boo
Dim.
tea.
Oh.
You ever try that? Tickety boo tea.
Well, I am the comic relief. That's the point. That's the thing, and it is
Did
to some
anyone-
extent. And those who know me quite well know it's just to some extent. It's a little bit exaggerated, but only a little bit.
Hang
'Cause
on,
I do
you're the
genuinely
comic
think that
relief.
model is shit. Yeah, I do think I am. Yeah,
I think we all think we are.
yeah.
Well, I don't think I am.
Have you
I
all
think
been thinking the same? Oh, right.
I do maintain, right, that I think what we have in this show is basically like the Top Gear factor, right? It's ambitious but rubbish, right?
Oh well, Steve-O is definitely fucking hamster.
No, he got his head white, not his teeth.
Fucking
Yeah,
eager beaver.
Flint's definitely the Stig.
He's not chatty enough for that.
Does
Fucking hell.
amazing things. Never hear a word.
This makes me James May, doesn't it?
You are.
Totally.
It's accurate. I'm not gonna lie, it's accurate.
At least we ain't got a Clarkson. That's a good thing.
Well, I think I've
Says
got. I think
you would be
I
the
think
Clarkson.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah, fucking.
You warmed up your fucking primer the other day on your hob.
I think I'm the bastard child of Clarkson and May though, because I've got May's like OCD bullshit, and I've got Clarkson's loudmouth
Oafishness.
and just like the loudmouth oafishness, and combined together, it just creates this horrible monster that no mother can love, you know. And it is what it is. And I think it's entertaining, which is why I continue to do it.
That's not.
Fuck
that's
me.
not
The 40k fucking ship has sailed for me. I love the hobby still though. I think that's probably
fucking
why
hasn't. It's coming into port in a couple of months, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Nah, I'm not
football.
We're gonna play some 10th, and I'm gonna see if, like, because here's the thing, right? I just briefly on the rules thing, right?
Yeah,
I just want to point out, right? We've got a recent thing that I got excited about, right? That I talked about, and I was quite excited, and I was unreservedly, I think this is a cool idea, and nobody's ever mentioned it. And well, the lads have, the other Warbosses have, but a lot of the viewers didn't pick up on it. It's funny that. I really like the idea of Battle Shock. I really did. I thought it was a fucking cracking idea. I would even go further. I'll say this is the best mechanic for morale that GW's ever done. Still shit, because I think they fucked it up on entrance.
Oh, you were doing so well.
It was a really great concept, and if they tweak it a little bit and make it so that it actually impacts games, it will be fucking brilliant. It will be better than anything they've ever done for any game, including some of the genuinely good games they've got, like, say, Blood Bowl or Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Which we never talk about on here, because who the fuck plays Lord of the Rings, even though it's a great system. Apart from the fact it's not balanced.
You say great system, wasn't it? Completely always, like, you'd always win if you played good.
The balance is awful, but the core skirmish mechanics are just. They took the Warhammer skirmish system they've been fucking around with since Rogue Trader days, and they just got it perfect. And then they added in Lord of the Rings and went, if you're a good guy, you win. Unless you're playing that one scenario where you have to get models off the board, and then I turn up with Mario Goblins and go, right, I've already won this, but we need to play this now.
So, changing the subject completely. How far are each of you on your character build off?
Done.
Yes.
Oh, nice to get him.
I've
Not
I've
the video yet.
I've given up on the ambitious thing, and I'm just sticking with this guy. So he's finished.
So I've got as far as putting some skin on the squig, and the boss nothing yet. Other than I did put some tan on his jacket because I thought.
But basically, I've made a Zodgrod.
There you go. There's my progress.
Way!
Tell you what, mate, you're further on than I thought you'd be.
Hang on, that's not a partly cut out sprue. Fuck you doing?
You
Like
took the cellophane off and everything.
that's a fucking assembled model. What the fuck you do? You're at the same point I am, pretty much. That's scary.
Yeah, you need to get the finger out, mate. What the fuck?
I know. Well, I was going to make something else, but I hit a wall and I haven't got any inspiration yet, and we've only got a week, so I'm going to finish that guy. I wanted to do. I'm still going to do it, but I want to make a rebel star. What's the fucking thing called again? Oh god, all the buggies have horrible names. The Death Zogger track bike. Yes, that.
Yeah, you're making
The Death Zogger track bike. TM. That. I'm going to make that, but a rebel star, and stick the proper decent from Gorkamalka rebel gobble, red gobble on it. And I've got some cool ideas for it. Unfortunately, I have hit a construction wall that I don't know how to get past, and I'm kind of stuck on whether or not to keep the sort of high-tech look that it's got, or whether or not to go kind of true to what my rebels are, which is generally speaking pretty low-tech. Like, if I've got like a tank, sometimes I've stuck like a squig wheel in that tank for locomotion, so the squig running on the hamster wheel creates the locomotion that gets it moving rather than complex things like engines. And that's not to say I don't believe Grot Rebels could conceivably have some of that tech. I just think, broadly speaking, it's not going to find a Rebel Grot vehicle most of the time. And I felt that, and then the Grot tanks came out, and GW definitely think that Grots can build things a little bit more sophisticated. And you know what? I don't think they're necessarily wrong. So I'm kind of mixed on it.
They're bound to pick up some tips working for mechs and that.
Well, yeah, but that's what a Rebel Grot society would probably do. Their mechs would be ex-riggers. They'd be like former assistants of mechs, and they'd know a few things. So, yeah. I suppose the question is, could they make an engine from scratch? And I don't know. I jump about on that one. Sometimes I think yes, sometimes I think no. They could nick one, yeah.
Yeah. The mech's gonna nick off for a curry or a few pints of a fungus beer or something at some point. Then they just run in and nick it out and swap it for a big fucking rock under a top or something. Yeah. And those Grot riggers with the mechy ability, I like the idea of a Grot army having like little mechy Grots in it, but not little Grot sort of pain boy equivalents.
I have them
any Grot orderly which goes to another Grot. Yeah, can I cut your leg off?
I have them.
Go, no, fuck off.
I have them as sort of like deranged tinkerers who sort of make inventions that half of the time don't ever work. So you know how Ork technology is depicted in rules but isn't actually in law? Like, I take that concept of rules and go, what if it was rules and law? And then it would make sense. And I do that. So like, but part of the reason why the technology doesn't work is because I've got the idea of like who is in charge of the group of mechs is Vulcan promotion. Is it Vulcan? No, it's not. Klingon promotion. So the idea is that if you want to be at the top, you've got to kill the other guys. So like, they often sabotage their own stuff in the hope that they kill top guy.
Some filling to do on that.
But then they get to the battlefield, and then the thing catastrophically fails, and then they all die. It's good stuff. So that is incidentally where I got the idea for Grotbots from. There you go. There's a bit of information you didn't need to know.
CM Wargames says, "We love you, Dim."
Yeah.
Essex Boys in response to the how far we'd got says his will be finished tomorrow.
Oh, geez.
We've seen some sneak peeks, us bosses as well, at what Essex is working on, and prepare to be impressed, people. Not surprised because all this stuff's awesome, but impressed. Navani says, sounds like Dim is more of a 4T Kej drinker. You have to read the spelling on that. I think there's a clever play on words in there somewhere.
40k.
Oh yeah. 40k.
Nav is far too clever for his
Well
own
done,
good.
mate, well done.
He's way too clever.
The Gitman has listed off for his out of his encyclopedic Rain Man type brain all the buggy names for us. And,
yes, here's the thing.
What is them?
Gitman. I frequently read those names, as you do. The difference is they don't stick in my head because my brain won't let me. And that is partly because I'm an old grumpy twat, and that is partly because I'm an old grumpy twat, and it's partly because they're shit names. And I'm a grumpy twat because I think they're shit names. There's your explanation.
They are shit names.
They are shit names.
I like Death Killer Wartrike.
Ork Wartrike.
Wartrike.
Exactly. Just doesn't need the
No
best
said.
It just sounds like your trike in Northern.
It's not your trike, it's Wartrike.
It's Wartrike. It's Wartrike.
It's yours, not yours.
Yeah, but Death Killer
they've stolen
makes it sound even better.
Bastards.
It doesn't.
It does.
It doesn't.
It's death and it's killer.
Oh, yeah. So, oh, God.
So what, you
Jesus.
can't hear anything after reading it. Is that what it is? Because you're deaf.
That's one thing I didn't mind. Like the beast snaggers wise, because at least like snagger is actually an orc word that orcs have had a long time that they've just cleverly repurposed.
What, and Black Hawk isn't?
Black Hawk?
Black Hawk's a shit name.
Yeah.
The new miniature or the limited?
No, I was still thinking of the buggies. I wasn't on
okay.
about Black Hawk.
Oh, I was just.
I think
thinking
I
of,
don't. For the record, I don't think that off-tack model's particularly good either.
You surprised me with your opinion, Dim. Jesus, I didn't see that one coming.
But I don't know anything about the Black Library novel, so I don't know if it's a good model or not on that front. I wouldn't read them.
It's spot on. He's got a horrific facial disfigurement, and he's very unorgy.
I mean, I like the idea of an orc with a cape, but and I also like the idea of like an orc with an insanely long gun that has a. But that's probably one time I thought they were a bit conservative on base size, because they probably could have really, really, really stretched credulity on how long that base is. They could have actually.
Base?
Is it an 80 mil? I thought it was like a 60, I thought it was like a 50 mil.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why didn't we record that? That's brilliant.
I think it's probably a 40 to be fair. Maybe a 50 at a push.
Yeah, because it looks like it's on a 50. See, that's why I said
Dave,
that with confidence, Fred. You nearly got
him.
me. You nearly got me. The
Oh,
problem is you let me know you got me last time. You should have kept quiet because I never would have noticed.
It was
Right.
so funny.
Oh,
It's because you can't see your screen.
I can. I can look over there.
I was like this.
And I'm even less likely to now because I'm a little bit.
And the whole
tipsy.
time, Sid was there goes, yeah, Dim, it's an 80 mil, mate. Yeah.
Good times.
But yeah.
Massive bases.
Gitman says he's simply fulfilling his role as the Warbosses encyclopedia. Disun Snogoot says agreed. The buggy names suck. Essex Boys says I like Shock Jump Dragster. Daka Flacka Flame. I think if they would have stuck with the most descriptive half of each two-part name, it would have been better. Scrapjet, Snazwagon, etc.
I just what was wrong with Buggy? It's descriptive. Like yes, I get that they're for IP reasons. They are,
Snazwagon sounds pretty cool.
Legally defendable names. The problem is, what the fuck do those words mean?
I like some of them more than I like others.
Well, Snazwagon you can sort of get, because if you know enough about orcs or if you know enough about language, you can intuit what that means. The problem is, I don't actually think the Snazwagon is all that snazzy.
I would have argued more that it isn't really a wagon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but all they did was just throw 3 darts at the thesaurus and pick them. Like, it's not like they put thought into this.
But I suppose like, Snaz Buggy doesn't exactly sound, as appealing.
No, it doesn't. That's true.
It doesn't have to literally be a wagon anyway, does it? It's just like a term that the orcs call their vehicle, isn't it?
Well, I think wagon's quite specific with what vehicle. You're looking at something.
I don't think so. I think you hear people in like slang terms and stuff refer to like trucks and stuff and things as wagons and stuff. Like, if I can get on the wagon, so what would orcs not do that as well? I don't think you'd take it quite so literally as like, well, I think you'll find actually it's not a wagon. It's I don't think I think you're putting a bit too much on the orcs. They're just going to call them cool names, isn't they? That's fit the brief.
Yeah, but when I hear Snazwagon, I don't think of Ork Buggy. You know what I mean?
No, you think of that fucking battle wagon that I brought to the meet.
Well, you're. Hold on. Where's the quote? Truck.
No one thinks of that. Yeah. No one thinks of that.
No, the one with the fucking wheelie bar. That's a Snazwagon.
It's the fucking blue one with the stupid gun on the top. And the Mad Max guy on the front. Isn't it? I'm now doubting it. That's how shit the names are. I'm now doubting it.
It is.
Even though I'm fairly confident just because I bought one recently to make into something I would like say a Gorka Morka. I mean, it's one of the better ones.
Yeah,
I don't dislike any of the buggies in principle. I just dislike the fact that they are monopos and that you can't do anything in the kit with them to distinguish them apart, because they're cool. All 6 of them are cool ideas that you would probably want multiples of, but you basically need to be quite talented to take that kit and do something with it.
Like the custom booster blast that I was horrified with, because the rear wheels are actually part of the chassis. Yeah. I was like, oh no, lads,
that is a terrible kit. Once you've built it, it looks great.
It looks fantastic. The model looks cool, but it would have been even better, I think, if those 2 wheels weren't part of the chassis.
Suspect on that front. I mean, I don't know why, but I do suspect on that front, the reason that's the case is because they did those 2 first. So they did that one, and then they did the Formula One one. And they were designed to go in that box set. And I wonder if maybe there's some reason for that.
I think the reason why
because they were part of a starter set, so maybe they were supposed to be cheaper or something.
Has wheels on the chassis, and it's the only one with wheels on the chassis. None of the other buggies have that. It's because it's got 2 sets of wheels at the back.
Yeah.
And they've put the first set really tucked in, like in the chassis itself, as opposed to stuck on the outside, which would stop it from being far too wide. And then you stick the 2 wheels on the front, and then separate wheels 3 and 4 on top of over the back wheels, just to sort of pad it out. I think there's no reason why you couldn't have got just left a cavity to fit.
Imagine if they didn't, man, you'd get 6 wheels in one kit. You'd be bleeding laughing.
You'd get 6 wheels. You could,
and
you
that's
could
probably
just
why they did
the
it.
back wheels on, and then, you could. Well, actually, Tim, I've run my
not everything can be a conspiracy,
don't
man.
Put the back wheels on. You've got 2 spare wheels.
If they'd given you 6 wheels,
if
they'd given you 6 wheels, that's 3 mechanisms.
No one's doing that. There's no board meeting of a guy sat in a fucking throne of
No,
vipers.
we'll end up giving them too many wheels.
Don't bolt them on. You don't let the bastards have the wheels.
I do like the
Yeah, but hang on
the
for a
double-edged
minute.
blocks for that
Hang on
miniatures
for a
are
minute.
pretty cool.
I accept fully
They'll
that
buy
what
them thinking
I
they're getting
accept
the
fully that
wheel.
what I said was ridiculous. Now, here's the thing, right? Take that away, take the idea of it away, and just go right now. Explain it, because I can't think of another reason why, other than
Because well,
laziness.
for the very reason I just said, because if you'd have to sort of like have it modelled so you could fit the wheels fully in out of sight almost, as the inner back wheels are, and then the outer back wheels actually go
That
on the
just-
side doors.
And
See,
also,
that-
they-
That to
they-
me though sounds
do
more like the
design-
wheels were redundant and they shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Well,
to my
we
mind.
know why
Yeah,
they do
could
it.
have done that. Could
we
have
know
done that.
why
In
they
which
do
case,
it.
it still would have got four spare. You would have got four separate wheels.
Yeah, that's fine.
And only took one wheel. At
The
back.
focus was on one kit at a time. So we're building this kit. How do we make this thing like? How do
Exactly.
we make this go together nicely? They weren't
Exactly.
thinking outside. They weren't thinking outside of that. They weren't thinking of the range.
Yeah, but
or
here's the
No,
thing,
Of
right?
Any
course
of
not.
that.
That's
When-
that's what they're thinking.
Back in,
That
yeah, but hey,
how-
hang on a minute. Back in
They
third and
could be,
fourth
but they
ed,
weren't.
when the entire hobby was cheaper, they were doing that. They were thinking outside the
I
box.
know,
They
yeah,
were
yeah. And it
making
would be
sure-
Preaching to the
defensive.
choir, Dim. Preaching to the
You know,
choir.
so
We'll
my point is
miss
that the kits that were cheaper were better value than the new kits that are more expensive. If people want to know why I hold them to a higher standard, that's the bottom line. Prices
the
set
motor buggy team.
expectations. No,
Or what-
I'm talking
or
about.
was
I'm
it-
talking about
was
the
it
truck.
buggies for 40
I'm talking
quid?
about the
Oh, the
truck.
truck. Oh, fair.
Yeah.
play.
The truck. To a lesser extent, the battle wagon. I do think the battle wagon was a bit of a botch, but it was definitely still a decent kit.
The only thing that pissed
Um,
me off about the battle wagons, they knew they were doing the edition sprue because I was told by a staffer at the time when it came out. He was like, "Hey, I didn't glue the cob on because there's another kit. You know, there's an expansion kit coming on." Shh, apparently, that's the only thing that really annoyed me about the battle wagon was that was part of the original design concept, and they sold it as a separate sprue after the fact. It's like, why wasn't it just fucking?
Because that's
They need another
because that
battle
is the same era of GW where they did used to sell all the tank kits would come with the accessory sprue in with the tank,
Oh yeah, they used to.
and
come
then
with
they
the
stopped
accessory
doing
sprue.
that, removed it, and sold it separately, which was a bit of a
Yeah.
dick move. Like it was greedy.
Aren't we always the first people to feel the brunt of those sort of dick moves that they do, though? Aren't
Actually, no, fuck it. That was a lot of a dick move. Fuck it. I'll hold the old people to the older GW to as high a standard.
I felt the brunt of Dim's dick move as well.
Well, you know, you would.
Keep that between you and him. All right.
Oh, was that his PG tip?
What happened in Peterborough stayed in Peterborough.
In the background. It's all about the callbacks. And you fucking can't believe.
Leasing is
Love it,
saying six
love it.
wheels and the truck kit.
That
That's what it
explains
says.
the Morgan Ra. Steve
When,
did it.
in the evening when Steve was sort of asleep on that couch and he was like, we were all finished up talking, we all sort of walked past him and sort of like, good luck, Steve.
Yeah.
Good luck, mate.
To the comments. The Gitman, the buggies that have guns mounted on top are the Snazway. We know, Gitman, we know. We're just slow and senile. Sci-Fi says the Necromunda buggy has totally separate wheels. Think there's 10 altogether.
Ooh.
CM War Games says you're spot on, Dim.
Yeah.
Disun says 6 wheels in the truck kit.
Yeah.
And
That's where I made my mech guns, by the way. I made my mech guns from truck kits. That's what I did.
Daka Flacka Flame says, I do like the current battle wagon, but I still wish we had something a little bit more like the Death Roller Battle Fortress.
I'm really surprised that they haven't done that in plastic. Really surprised. Like, I mean, I know they're moving kind of away from that apocalypse scale, which is probably why they haven't. But I honestly, I'm fucking genuinely surprised that when GW were I honestly half expecting at some point there's going to be like a mid-size Ork vehicle that's going to come out, and it's going to have either a pair of wheels, or one of its sets of wheels is just going to be a death roller. I don't know whether or not it's going to be some kind of ludicrous bike. I don't know whether or not it's going to be some kind of truck. I don't know if it's going to be like a heavier buggy, or whether or not they're going to do like something like speedsters, but not speedsters, something like that. I'm surprised they haven't done something like that.
Sid's got some
Every Ork
wheels.
player would buy that kit
talking about
just to take the
wheels,
fucking
that's
death roller
Sid,
off
isn't
it.
Sid's got some wheels.
That's the neck Rumunda sprue. That's the other neck Rumunda sprue. For the neck buggy. Now, I assume, looking at the backs, they're obviously 2 halves to each wheel. But that's still 10 wheels.
With the truck wheels, you
must
can
be duties at the back.
if you buy multiples of the truck, because within the truck you get wheels that are slightly more
That
square.
kit
Mismatched
looks
and
so cool.
mismatched. Do you match them up as well?
Yeah. So if you buy several truck kits, you can have all round wheels on one, and you can have all the squared ones on another. Just if you're so inclined.
Or do the same?
Or is that
yeah,
the
don't
big,
worry.
really armoured ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got you.
That kit looks mint, Sid.
Dick. I was a bit fucking Freudian on it.
The kit,
Yeah.
the Necromunda buggy, it looks really cool.
Yeah, that's going to be orkied up. And I did also buy
as
another
is right.
buggy recently from a third party, which there'll be a video on in my unboxing at some point. Probably.
Well, we should probably bring this one to a close.
Oh, it's flown over that.
My hot water bottle's going a bit cold, so I know that we've been talking for a while because my hot water bottle's going
Well,
cold.
we're coming up 2 hours. Yeah, I've got a little bit of paint. I've just got a tiny bit more to do on him. I just got to basically touch up his teeth and little bones and that he's got hanging off him. Tidy up the squig gob a bit, and then he'll be ready for a wash.
Yeah, I've got some little bit of colour on the paint boy. This is like my second character challenge. A little bit of colour on him. But I did also something I've been meaning to do for ages. I've based up.
Oh, nice.
Squig.
Right.
Because I didn't put his attack squig on. I'd painted it already, but I've had to do the base, and that's just ready for a quick.
Is that
try.
the one with the toadstools at the end that you use?
It is the one with those toadstools on. I thought I was going to cut them off. I thought, I leave them on toadstools.
Yeah, it looks fun. That's cool.
Are they still calling him Grok? I thought he was just generic Warboss at this point.
Who knows? We call him Gruck because we know.
Yeah.
Well,
isn't he?
There's not really much missing him, is he? Because he was never really a good character. He was just some current GGB flunky's self-insert.
I feel like we're saying our goodbyes there. You're starting a new topic of conversation.
Just I want to stir the pot a little.
He who stores the
mix,
pot must
mix,
lick this spoon.
stir the pot, mix it up. Mix it up and make a change,
You'll be happy to know that I've gone from the building stage of these Stormboy bases to the actual sealing of them in a 50-50 mix of water and PVA to seal them up and strengthen them in, and then once that dries up, I'll then start priming them black and get the paint on them. But I have finished building them now. It's only taken me like 2 months. Yay! But that's where I'm at, hobby-wise. If I had a pipette, I'd be using a pipette, but I don't know where I've put them.
Nah, what you want is a spray bottle, isn't it?
Spray, but what? And spray it all over my desk, yeah? That's a genius idea.
After warming it on the hob.
After warming it
Do
on the hob.
it in the bath. Do it in the bath. Just take them all over to the bath and just fucking spray them all.
Jesus.
Then clean the bath afterwards.
Just stick a can in your George Foreman. Leave it 10 minutes. You'll be good to go.
And Dim, any hobby or just, you got the vent, you feel better now, you've let a lot off your shoulders?
Oh, he's brilliant. He's had full rain on the episode. He's had a hot dinner, a few beers. He's loving life right now.
Faces are stuck.
He's going to sleep like a
sitting on
baby
that.
tonight.
I've been sitting on that quiet resentment for a while, and
I
you
got
know
my
what?
faces stuck.
Seriously, guys, right? I'm sobering up a bit now. Fortunately, thank fuck. Definitely not having another side of that was a mistake. But like,
With booze in the fridge, you've reminded me.
Beer said grot tanks.
They look cool, Dread.
They'll
Yeah,
not fall over now.
they're all based now, and they're all stuck. Yeah.
Hang them on the desk more. Test it.
What could go wrong?
yeah,
Broke my desk.
I've not done.
The desk is wobbly enough as it is. Look, I mean, Jesus
You're not going to
Christ.
believe this, lads. Jesus, I knocked the whole thing over. Oh, who would have thought?
It could very easily happen.
You know what they say when the camper van's rocking, Dread's staying hobby.
I genuinely, like, the other day I had a really bad instance where I knocked over, like, I was making fresh coffee in like Italian coffee press. So I'd open the vasa, cut the top off, gone to pour it in the top, and like a load of coffee powder poured everywhere. I was like, fuck's sake. I put that together, screwed it up, put it on the stove. And while it was brewing on the stove, right, I then opened the sugar, and the sugar fucking split down the side, and brown sugar went all over the carpet. I was like, oh, fucking hell. Like, this is when you just got up and you're having your first coffee. Spilt the coffee, spilt the fucking sugar, and then knocked the pot off of the stove because it's a wobbly little fucking caravan. So I had half a pot of fucking coffee. And so then I went over to the fella in the thing and said, look, can I use your electric? I need to plug a Hoover in because I made a right fucking mess of making this coffee this morning. So
then he got an electric shock.
No. I was lucky enough not to do that, but not this time anyway.
Fucking love it.
Oh,
It's like an episode of Mr. Bean or something.
I know, yeah. He said, the fella said to me, he says, it's not your forte opening things, is it? Oh, there you go. That was my adventure.
My adventure has been sitting here not doing hobby.
Tommy Mac asks,
that
what do you think of the mech?
I think it's amazing. Let's just join the cult, right? It's the best thing ever. That's what you wanted to hear, wasn't it? Now go watch Chapter Master Valrak and all the other fucking cunts just say it. Right.
Oh.
That's amazing!
Dim's views are not shared by all of the war bosses. They are his own views.
Collab in the future, huh?
Who fucking cares? All he talks about is Space Marines anyway.
See that bridge?
He actually does like the mech.
What, the board one? Yeah, that used to be a bridge.
Oh, surprise, fucking surprise. Valrak likes the mech. Goes the basic fucking bitch does.
He done a vid on the mech and the new Custodes shield, whatever, dude. And he sang the praises of the mech very highly and absolutely panned the Custode.
The Custode does look a bit silly. I looked at it and I was like, there's too much going on. He just,
yeah.
You know, how are you going to fucking guard anything, do anything when you're fucking that?
He looks like
the mech doesn't have enough.
He looks like a squat.
It was described to me as having a Thundercat sword.
That's a very ill omen.
I mean, I haven't seen it.
That's how the miniature was described to me. I haven't even
cool.
seen it myself, but he's like, it's got like a Thundercat sword. It's, you know what I mean? It's not great. It's like,
Hey, no one's turning their nose up at a Thundercat sword, are they?
I mean, not for 40k, I don't think. I don't know. Thundercats was before my time. You know what I mean? Maybe.
Jesus Christ.
Baby, with a snapper.
Piss off.
Right, are we wrapping this car crash up?
No.
Yeah.
No, let's keep crashing.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Right.
Before Dim says something we all regret.
Too fucking late.
Don't forget to drill your barrels from Scar.
See you later.
6+ signing out.
I'm not sorry.
Enough said.
Bye.
From who?